Military members of Reddit, what's the best insult your drill instructor said? Not really an insult, but on the first day of basic training my entire platoon was lined up in our common room while the drill sergeants walked past and inspected us. This massive and terrifying giant of an E6 who later became one of my favorite NCOs stopped dead in front of me, looked me in the eyes and screamed, "Private, WHO's your favorite hobbit?" I was taken off guard, so he repeated himself, even louder. I said, "Up, Samwise Gamgee, drill sergeant." He just replied, "Carry on," and kept walking. Same DS later went on a half-hour long screaming rant after overhearing a conversation between two privates in which one of them thought the moth that Gandalf whispers to in fodder turned into the eagle that he rides away. It's very hard not to laugh when you're watching a grown man pee himself while a drill sergeant screams directly into his face. The moth doesn't turn into the fricking eagle. The moth goes and gets the fricking eagle, you stupid frick. Drill Sergeant N. Scariest Tolkien nerd on the planet. Highly underrated comment. This is quite common in basic. The most off the wall crap getting screamed at people. We had a DI screaming at a boot telling him that the original Star Treks are the greatest series of all time. Look here, boot. William Shatner is a dangson and you better thank God that the Starship Enterprise is protecting you and your family from evil. If the drill instructor heard or smelled a fart from the recruits, he would scream out, "Turn on the vacuum cleaner." At that point all the recruits would have to start sucking in air to cleanse the area. I'm crying from laughing so hard again, oh my god. When I was in featuring Leonard Wood for basic training, two guys started wrestling and one threw the other through the drywall in our barracks. Drill sergeant says, "If you all want to act like bears, I'll treat you like bears." We spent the next hour bear crawling around the barracks. Every couple of minutes the drill sergeant would make us all growl and continue bear crawling. This thread has me in stitches. Never knew the military would have such funny stories. Not a creative insult, but a creative and hilarious situation. Navy boot camp. Our RDC, Navy drill instructor, is teaching a class on something or other in our berthing while some recruits are coming back from getting their wisdom teeth removed. One poor kid walks in with his escort, and the RDC, probably bored from teaching, loudly asks him, "Why are you late coming to instruction?" Kid hopped on pain pills and mouthful of gauze replies, "Wabba bababa, what, wababa bababoo? Did you just tell me to frick off? Wababibooba babor." We all died laughing. Had a fellow recruit that was like 6 feet 9 inches tall and the DIs hated yelling up at him. So they would poke him in the chest and yell "first floor," and the recruit would bend his knee so his head was lower and yelled, and then after the DI was done they'd poke him in the chest and yell "top floor" or "second floor," and the recruit would ding after he stood back up straight. It was a hilarious human elevator. We had SGTE. He couldn't have been over 4 feet 8 inches. He'd tell the taller recruits, "Give me a knee." They stuck out their knee and he would step up and grab them by the lapel so he could poke the bridge of their nose with his smoky bear hat. Air Force boot camp at Auckland. We had this big, tall guy in our flight and the TI always called him Shrek, and sometime he would scream it like Eddie Murphy, "Hey Shrek. You'll graduate my platoon smart or you'll graduate strong. Looking at you slack-jawed fricks, I can tell it'll be strong. My sides are in fricking orbit right now." On the first day of basic he misread my last name on my uniform as Cummingsworth and called me that for the rest of the day. Upon realizing his mistake, he decided to call me that for the rest of basic training just to frick with me. Not me, but I have a good friend who is serving in the Navy. Last name Samples. When he was first enlisted and being yelled at as Seaman Samples, he said he had plenty of superiors that couldn't help but crack smiles. His first name is also Richard. Dong Samples, ladies and gentlemen. I went to Pi, but my buddy who's a DI in San Diego said that his friend pulled the following. His recruits were drilling outside, and one recruit broke bearing to look at a pelican. The DI walked up to him and said, "You want to look at the bird? Good, go get me a bird then." So the DI looks back at the platoon, and lo and behold the kid actually comes back with the fricking bird in hand. Put the fricking bird down. Blew up a bit. So apparently the kid was crying as the pelican was wailing and trying to set himself free. LOL. Our militia's compliance. This isn't really a one-liner but a lack of a certain line when I was in airborne school. So we're all geared up in our chutes and sitting in this giant hangar building waiting to jump. After you get rigged up, the black hats, instructors, are super strict about nobody moving so it doesn't mess with their equipment. We had a Marine in our class and he raises his hand. SGT airborne. Can I use the bathroom? Negative airborne, we're about to jump. 15 minutes go by. SGT airborne. Can I use the bathroom now? No airborne, save it for after we jump. Like 10 more minutes go by and this dude has magictors. SGT airborne. Can I please go? I'm about to pee myself. Number. Sure as crap. After he gets denied, this dude immediately hops up, does the same jump drill we've been practicing for 3 weeks including extending his arms up to check his notional parachute, and sounds off with a loud and thunderous airborne and immediately starts pee himself. He was also in the Marine desert uniform so it was very visible, lol. They let us go to the bathroom after. After a steady diet of crayons. You too can be like this man. In MCT after boot camp during a death by PowerPoint session, people were having a hard time staying awake. One Marine's mouth was hanging open as he was drifting off. The SGT says, "Close your mouth. That's how penises get in there." Our DIs always called it bobbing for dong. As Navy OCS went on, each day became more and more difficult not to openly crack up at what our Marine DI said. My favorite was probably when the kid assigned with making our class t-shirt toward the end showed him our design and he goes, "What the frick is this? This is worse than the crap kids would mail me when I was in Iraq. Did you send me drawings when I was in Iraq? Holy basic Jesus." My brother said the drill instructor asked him a question and when he was about to respond the instructor said, "Shut the frick up when you're talking to me." Drill sergeant must have seen the opening scene of Wedding Crashers. Left faces the entire flight to watch a group of females walking past. "Excuse me ladies, can you take a look at these men? Memorize their faces. For the love of God, never reproduce with any of them, because your children will be doomed to a life of riding on the short bus." Impressive. Mop the floor. 10 minutes later. "What the frick? I told you to mop the floor. 5 minutes go by. Do you want me to tattoo it on my dong and frick it into you? Mop the goddamn floor." I wasn't the one being yelled at. It was hard not to laugh. Laughing may have earned me a yelling also. Insult? No. More of an epic group reckoning. I was in army basic and we were all in line for chow. Parade rest. Staring at the back of the head of the guy in front of you. No talking. The usual. Well, some jackasses started talking and one of the drills caught him. "Who the frick was that talking you? Both of you freaking jackasses. Get out here." Jackasses scurry up to drill sergeant. "You freaking jackasses. I want you to both jump up and down and kick yourselves in the butt." They did and several other soldiers started laughing so the drill sergeant called them out to join this little jackass brigade. "I want all of you freaking jackasses to jump up and down and kick yourselves in the asses. Now bray like donkeys." So, there's like 10 privates jumping up and down, kicking themselves in the butt and braying. I lost it right there and had to join the jackasses. Guy in basic back in 09 Fort Sill. Okay, was not adapting well. Tried faking a suicide to get kicked out. Drill SGT walks in the bay and says, "Private, why don't you kill yourself on your own dang time so I don't have to slap your dead butt with an Article 15. How does one fake a suicide? Can you not tell your left from your right? Did the antenna fall off your house when you were a kid? Didn't mommy and daddy let you watch Sesame Street in 3, 2, 1 contact? I lost it at the last part. Joining the army soon. Went in for a physical a couple weeks ago. Doctor tells everyone to stick out their right leg. 3/10 guys stuck out their left. In basic I had the misfortune of laughing at a very inopportune time. My drill sergeant thought I was laughing about the death of some Marines. This meant that every drill sergeant in the company told me about their friends that had died. But the part that is funny is that I had to wear the orange road guard vest all day every day. If asked why, I had to say, because I am a danger to myself and others. When I was in boot camp, my RDC, Recruit Division Commander for Navy recruits, walked up to my buddy and farted in his face. It was a Sunday, so we were all writing letters to our family because it was the only time we could without having to waste our sleeping hours. So our chief walks up and farts in his face before he says, "Take that crap." Then he laughs and just walks away. Not an insult, but pretty funny. I'd say that's an insult. In 2007 US Army, "You should have been swallowed." He also referred to trainees as hanger dodgers. Short, sweet, and brutal. My ex-girlfriend was in basic and fricked something up. As a result, her drill instructor made her carry and care for a little sapling for 4 weeks to make up for the oxygen she wasted. That actually sounds pretty good. Related, drill sergeants go through basic again as part of becoming drill sergeants. While in holding, my buddy observed some of the drill sergeant training. The prospective drills were practicing their yelling by screaming insults for duration, faces inches away, at trees. Cause if you can yell at a tree, you can yell at some dumb frick private. The tree is more useful than the privates they'll be yelling at anyway. My one instructor made fun of this guy who looked like Smeagol. He just addressed him as Smeagol for the entirety of boot camp. It was hilarious. Because my last name ends in wits, one of our drill sergeants gave up trying to pronounce it and just called me Feeble after Feeble Mousekowitz from An American Tail. In basic training, we were not allowed to say coming, instead we were to always say moving. One young lady yelled, "Coming." Drill sergeant. Drill yelled back, "Private, if you are coming instead of moving then we are all screwed." I was the only idiot that laughed her butt off over that fun thought. I'm paraphrasing a story from last time this popped up. A kid was returning to his company with a brand new pair of extra thick BCGs. The drill sergeant said, "Holy crap Smith, can you see into the future with those things?" A couple days later, Smith continued to mess up in formation and the drill sergeant said, "Smith, for being able to see in the future, you're one dumb mother." Birth control googles for those that don't know. If you two morons don't shut the frick up, I'm going to shove my boot up both your asses and wear you around like a pair of autistic flip-flops. The DSs used to just mock us by doing the voices of the vultures from the old Looney Tunes. Every time we'd hesitate they run up to us and yell, "Nope, nope, nope, not gonna do it, nope, nope, nope." I almost died every time. We were doing flutter kicks, and the DIs would make us stop and they would say 6 inches, which meant you had to keep your feet elevated 6 inches off the ground. One of the recruits was faltering and his feet were dropping, and the DI came over and said, "Smith, I don't know what your girlfriend has been telling you, but that ain't 6 inches." Not necessarily an insult, but I lose it every time I think of my DS saying, "I don't care if you have to Xena warrior princess backflip into those bunks. You will be in those bunks in less than 5 seconds. Definite bonus for saying Xeno instead of the correct Xena. But S instructor saw student with a John Lennon tattoo. "Oh, you like John Lennon? Yeah. Do you like the song Imagine? Yeah. Well, tomorrow you're going to sing Imagine to whole class. Imagine that." DS. What year were you born? Female. Female. 1978. Drill sergeant. DS. Shakes head. And abortion's been legal since 1972. Frick man. For me the abortion insults are the absolute most brutal and hilarious. MCRD San Diego, and oh man I could go on for days, but my favorite will always be, we were all coming back in our barracks from, I don't remember where. However, we hear our senior DI yell at us to stop in a quick frenzy. "Oh, so you wanna frick around today? You want to take the day that I had planned for you, drag it into the head, and have your fricking way with it?" You could hear our confusion over the silence. How about we just bring the whole fricking beach inside? Next thing you know, we are literally carrying sand with our hands from outside the barracks and throwing it over the floor, quarterdeck, then going into the bathroom and collecting water for our makeshift shoreline. All the while our DIs are yelling at us to bring the beach inside. Say aye sir. Oh god, I'm dying. He made a kid cry, then pulled a Ziploc baggie out of nowhere, collected some of his tears and said bag, waved it in front of his face and said, "I got your soul." B. He kept his soul the whole time and would remind the kid from time to time. 5'0" Puerto Rican drill sergeant with a thick accent getting in the face of a 6'3" private and yelling, "I will RIP you in half and kick both your asses." Not military but merchant mariner. One poor soul has the name Glowworm after he was caught having a yank while his Timex Indigo watch was light up. That's a cool name. There was a shortage of blood, so many of us went to donate. People that had A+ were sent back for whatever reason, and our MTI asked, "Why are we back here?" One of our guys said something along the line of they don't want our blood type, and our MTI asked if we are HIV positive. Navy, 2017. I can tell you the amount of sauciness your drill instructors have has not changed. We learned real fast that you had to run everywhere you went and respond. You acknowledged the order. Coming, petty officer. Bulls, you won't be coming for the next 8 weeks. But don't worry, I'll take care of your girl for you. My RDCs said things like, "I don't need to know what gets you off, or that's great, but are you going to be where I want?" This dude in our platoon was a straight butthole, scrawny, loudmouth bully from New Jersey who had these weird hairs at the top of his ears. Anyways, after weeks of bullying some gay recruit, this was before the Don't Ask Don't Tell repeal, the recruit complained to the chaplain, and the company 1 SGT made our whole platoon go to the company formation area. When he found out, 1 SGT proceeded to destroy the bully, and he said something I'll never forget: "How are you going to make fun of others when you look like a freaking Ewok?" I let out a small chuckle. I was at the very back, away from 1 SGTs, and my DS noticed and just gave me this "I'm going to freaking kill you" death stare. So I quickly played it off as a coughing attack. Either I sold it quite well or he forgot, but nothing happened. I guess it's not that funny reading it. You had to be there to truly appreciate the gold bomb my 1 SGT dropped. We had just practiced camouflage painting our faces, and my DI told another recruit, "You look like you just ate out the Hulk's butthole." My sister was nicknamed Private Crap Cheeks for a reason. For those of you that don't know, when you are in the position of parade rest, you literally cannot do anything other than stare straight and answer questions given to you. That means don't make eye contact or walk at all. So of course when in boot you make mistakes. This one ginger kid kept walking while in parade rest, especially while waiting for chow in the chow line. So my DI got so frustrated he yelled at him saying this: "Are you retarded, Private? 3 freaking weeks and you still walk while at the position of parade rest? You are literally breaking the freaking laws of physics. You broke IT so freaking much that you made a black hole in your butt. That freaking black hole sucked your freaking soul, and that is why you're a damn ginger." My buddies and I couldn't help but to laugh out loud. Got smoked for like 3 hours after that. Was worth it though. Female TI teaching parade rest. Doing our first inspection. Stops at a guy behind me. "Holy shit, son." I said 12 inches. "Your mama lied to you. That ain't 4 inches in a good day. Spread that crap out." The bunk next to me, his last name was Ida. We were in the Navy, so during boot camp we were all considered seamen, so Seaman Ida had a pretty tough time throughout boot camp. At an inter-service school I ran into a female seaman named Swallow. I wonder how many drills' heads exploded trying to make jokes without getting in trouble. There was a guy in my basic training who would always sing when we were supposed to be shining boots or folding our clothes. TI came in and told him to get inside his locker. He did, and the TI closed the door. He then proceeded to pump quarters in through the vent holes and requested songs like "The Kid Was a Jukebox." Anyone who laughed had to do push-ups. Worth it. Had a chick named Loser in my flight at BMT who was a smoke magnet. She'd pronounce it Loser when giving her reporting statement, but not one TI in 6 weeks ever called her anything other than Loser. My SDS had a rule: if you're going to be dumb, you better be dumb and strong. So she found a rock the size of a football, and whenever someone fricked up so bad, they were given the responsibility of caring for the retard rock. This included cleaning it, bringing it to chow, and making sure it was with them at all times. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.